On day one, I will terminate every open borders policy of the Biden administration, and we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. So sad we even have to talk about this. Wouldn't it be great if we could just talk about fixing our country, making it great without having to do all this? But we have no choice. We have bad people, terrorists at levels that nobody's ever seen. I saw a chart the other day on one of the networks, one of the fake news networks. They're all fake news now. They're all fake. They're all fake news. They put commercials on that are so bad, even when they're with you, and then they put commercials on that are so bad and ridiculous. But I saw a chart that in 2019, there were no terrorists coming in, zero. And I said, it must be wrong, it can't be. But they had actually zero. And then the following year, they had many, many, many. Once Biden took over, the terrorists have flooded into our country. And bad things are happening. When you see from China, thousands and thousands of young, strong men coming into our country. What's that all about? When you see from the Middle East, all over the Middle East, young, strong men, not to insult women, but young, strong men are flooding our country. They've got something in mind. There's something in mind. And in many cases, these are the same people that did the attack on Israel just a few weeks ago. These are the same people. And for any radical left charity, nonprofit, or so-called aid organization supporting the caravans, a name I came up with. And by the way, right now you have the largest caravan that anybody has ever seen walking through Mexico and making its way into your country. It's a disgrace. We will prosecute them for their participation in human trafficking, child smuggling, and every other crime that we can find. I will also use Title 42 to end the child trafficking crisis by returning all trafficked children to their families in their home countries immediately, back to their parents, where they were stolen from their parents. You saw the movie Freedom. They were stolen from their parents. It's no wonder crooked Joe Biden and the far-left lunatics are desperate to stop us by any means necessary. They're weaponizing law enforcement for high-level election interference. That's what it is. They want to damage our name and my name so we don't quite get over that little threshold that we have to. But right now, our numbers are higher than they've ever been. You see that, the poll numbers. We're beating them so badly in the polls. You probably saw last week the New York Times, no big fan of mine, I would say, and the Siena poll, very respected, of the general election. We are leading crooked Joe Biden in almost all of the swing states. In Pennsylvania, we're up 4. In Michigan, we're up 5. In Arizona, we're up 5. In Georgia, we're up 6. In Nevada, we're up 11 points. And nationally, we're up at numbers that, frankly, nobody's seen before. Nobody has seen it before. And I don't think I've changed that much, but when you look at the difference between what we did, the success that we had just 3 years ago with the energy independence and even dominance, all of the things that we had, and then you look at what's happening right now, it's a big contrast. We're proud to see that these great numbers are led by surging support from Hispanic Americans, African Americans, and young people. How about that? In the primary, we're leading the field with an average of 61% for Trump. And you have about, what, 7 or 8 candidates left? I think they're at a debate tonight. Nobody's talking about it. Everybody's watching. So it's 61% for your favorite president, me, and 10% for Ron DeSanctimonious, and 7% for Bird Brain. You know Bird Brain? I will never run against him. He is a great president. I will never, ever run against him, said Bird Brain. I will not run against him. He was one of the greatest presidents in the history of our country. And then about 3 months later, she goes, I've decided to run. This is the craziest business politics. They said to me at one point, who's worse, business people or politicians? And I said, because this was very early, and I said, definitely business people are worse. Then after about 3 or 4 months of Russia, 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 pencil neck Adam Schiff. You know, he's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. It's like the size of a finger. I don't know how it holds up his head, which is oversized. I don't know how it holds it up. It's like a miracle. It's an engineering marvel. Adam Shifty Schiff. But after dealing with Pelosi, who's crazy, by the way, she's nuts. After dealing with all of these people that I had to deal with the Russia, Russia, Russia hoax, every hoax that you could imagine, I called up the people that I said, I think business are worse, because that was very early. That was like my first week I said that. And I said, I'm changing my mind. The worst people, the worst by far, are politicians. They are far worse. They're more deceptive. They're liars. They're much more disloyal. So I give the business people, I will tell you, you're much nicer and much kinder and much softer than politicians. Our nation is in very serious trouble. And it's time for the Republican establishment to stop wasting time and resources trying to push weak and ineffective rhinos and never-Trumpers that nobody wants and nobody's going to vote for. I watch these guys coming in. I had this thing, and I was watching these guys. They're not watchable. You know, the last debate was the lowest-rated debate in the history of politics. So therefore, do you think we did the right thing by not participating? Somebody said, oh, one of the dumber ones, he doesn't have the courage to stand up. Well, listen, I'm standing in front of tens of thousands of people right now, and it's on television. That's a hell of a lot harder to do than a debate. That's a hell of a lot harder. Now, I would say standing up here in this beautiful podium, you know, a podium where these stairs are not obvious enough, Biden could never get off. Now, but think of it. Here's a guy can't find or figure out a way to get off a stage with about 5 sets of stairs. I got one here, I got one there, I have one there, I have one here. And you could even jump off the front if you have to. He can't figure it out. So he can't find out how to get off the stage. And he would also, by the way, half of the times he falls. And listen. So he can't get off the stage. He can't put 2 sentences together. And he's in charge of our nuclear talks. This is the closest we've ever been to World War III. This is the closest, and I hope that one's wrong. And that's not a prediction, because I would never make that prediction. It's too horrible a thing to say, but we have never been closer to World War III, and only for one reason. We have incompetent people talking on our behalf. You know, when you deal with China, President Xi, and North Korea, Kim Jong-un, and Russia, Putin, you deal with all these people. The press hates when I say they're smart. He said they were smart. Well, what am I supposed to say? They're stupid people? Kim Jong-un leads 1.4 billion people, and there's no doubt about who the boss is. And they want me to say he's not an intelligent man. They get very personal when I say that, because they're fake news. That's why they do that. They're fake. They're fake people, and they're hurting our country very badly. You know, when that poll came out, I watched a certain anchor on ABC who truly doesn't have it, how they pick this guy as an anchor. And he was almost crying when he saw the numbers in the New York Times poll, because it has us up by 10, 11 points, and beating Biden everywhere, with women, with everything. Women, I'm finally doing something. I always felt I did well with women because women want security, right? Women want security. Women. I'm winning with young people. I thought I'd do well with young people. Look at the people here. They're all young people. They're all young and beautiful. They're young people. Look at that. So we're doing well with every category. And this guy was up on ABC and he was saying, do you know what this means? You know, yeah, it means we're going to have strong borders, great education. You're going to be able to buy a house. We're going to have interest rates come down. We're going to have a great military. We're going to have safety and security. It means everything. It means we're going to have a country, because you're not going to have a country left. If we don't win this election, you're not going to have a country left. I'm telling you, this country's going to hell. It's going to hell. And you know it, and we know it. And I hate to say it, because it's a very negative thought, I would say. Look at the front row Joes. Will you stand up? These people, they follow me all over the place. They're the greatest. But you know what? They love our country. How many now? Tell me. 32, that's nothing compared to some. 65, 76, 98. They are great. They love our country. And they must be doing very well because they travel all over the place. You guys, you got to be making a lot of money, right, huh? Well, we love you too, and everybody here loves you too, because you know what? You love our country, and that's what we want. Yeah.